morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night wherever you are. Gonna be a little bit softer than usual. That's mostly because my wife is sleeping like 2 rooms down with a bit of a migraine. So if you think, hey, he's being a bit soft for himself, then you know why. Beyond that, hope everyone had a good New Year's. We're starting off strong. We're gonna try and get to Lily Cove for real this time. I have prepared every remaining fight barring the Lily Cove rival. So hopefully that just kind of works out. Yeah. Not much more to say, I think. Trying to see if I'm missing anything. One second. I'm noticing that something. Yep, alright, that should do. Let's get this on the road, I guess. This was where I was calculating last time. This is not nearly where we actually are, as you can see from the level cap. So let's head back to Fort Tree. Let's get this next fight on the road. You can already see her at the bottom. It's cool trainer Kristen. Cool trainer Kristen has a sandstorm team and has 2 mods that abuse it heavily. We are not really going to play around that. There's not much we can do. There's one thing that we also need to do, and that is we need to teach Lana a specific move. It's a bit of a bummer because it's a move I prefer to keep, but without it, this fight cannot be riskless. Yeah, but I think beyond that, like, it's not a big investment, so it's not the biggest deal. The other things we need to do is, like, a few levels here and there. I was gonna bring Hamilton. And then, who am I missing? Wolfric. Here we go. That's a team. We're also gonna need to do some leveling. We're gonna bring Kofu up to 59. He's gonna get Sucker Punch. Like, one of the few ways that you're gonna use Galissapod is with priority. And, well, this is priority, so. 57. 58, I need him at 59. I need a Crook at level 70. I'm gonna need Ramos to go all the way up to 72. I need Wolfric at 73. And I need Hamilton, who's gonna get Hit Smash here. Incredible move. If it hits. It's great for baiting. It's not really great for, like, doing damage itself because of the inaccuracy. Though there's always ways around that. Basically, if you can use a zoom lens with it, Head Smash hurts like a mother trucker. Alright, and we're gonna get rid of CC. We have other ways of doing fighting type damage now. We'd like some more, but yeah, can't be helped. And this is the full team. Then we're gonna need to use an HM. I think you can already guess which one. Surf here on Lana is basically mandatory to get a specific kill. Scald is not enough. I say that, is that even true if I give it a life orb? Because I've been calculating with mystical water. Yes, it is. I need the extra damage for it. And in fact, Hmm? I had written down that Surf is an Oko, but it's not showing. It's not. Well, there goes every single bit of prep I had done for this fight, because it hinges on that working. Let me see if I can fix this. I know why. I initially had a fake out planned at the start of the fight that I no longer do. Can I fix that with like some different mons? Alright, well, let's get to the calc page. It was on Lily Cove Rival because that was the most recent one I was calcing or like preparing for. But naturally, we need to go back here. This was the original plan. And it was contingent on this specific move killing. Surf Prim. As you can see, it's a range. And a favorable one. There's only one roll of Surf where it doesn't kill. So I think I'm gonna use another investment just to get this over with. It's not one that I'm gonna regret, and it's buffing Prim's special attack to 31. Because with that, Surf is a guaranteed kill even with a Mystic Water. Not that that matters too much, but yeah, not that that matters too much, but it does work. Alright, then that's just what we're gonna do. And we need to get rid of Scald for Surf. I'd prefer the single target damage of Scald over Surf, but it does give me a flex slot, I guess. And in the grand scheme of things, there's not a big difference between the two. In hindsight, I probably should have kept Sparkling Aria as a special, as a special move. That's sound move. Alright, let's use the IV Maximize on Lana. Special attack. Yes. Alright. Let me write that down real quick. That was not what I intended to do at the start of this game, but whatever. Prim. Special attack EVs. I have enough hard skills to where I don't really mind doing this, and Prim is one of the best brings for the Elite Four, where you're going to invest those skills anyway. So I don't mind this too much. It just feels wrong, I guess. Alright. With that, let's equip everyone's items. I need... There we go. I'm gonna use Mystic Water on Lana. And beyond that, I need berries. An Oran for clay. I only need him to take a very specific amount of damage, where an Oran is enough. Citrus berries everywhere else. Hopefully, none of those come into play. Because we don't, barring Kofu's, none of those should actually activate, I believe. But we will see. So yeah, I hope everyone had a good New Year's. I spent most of mine just at home, preparing a crossword mostly, but also just playing some games with my wife. And on New Year's, we actually went to see the new Avatar movie. It was certainly a movie. It was the main issue with it, like, it's a great world. It's a beautiful world, the Avatar, like the Blue Man Group Avatar world. Oh, before I forget, I can get a circle bug here. I forgot to pick that up. I never could find it. I looked it up on a map, and it's actually there. So that, we fought these, we fought her, we fought her. I don't know if that's a fight. I'm not gonna risk it. I think I fought you. Yeah, no, it's her. She's the next fight. Ooh, more berries. I got some more citrus going. That's nice. We need to do one more thing, and that's pre-damaging Kofu. We've got tools for it. They're fine to use. They just kind of skip some steps that you would otherwise go to Route 101, I suppose. We need Glycid, specifically 107. So if we go back and take a look, 107. It's the exact amount of HP where I can trigger emergency exit twice without actually requiring me to, without any risk of activating it only once. I'm gonna double check that HP because Kofu is like the most pivotal mon here. I say that, that's not true. I just needed to, like, I needed to do one. I'm okay with it doing two. So yeah, with that, this is the lead. Checking the items: Mystic Water, Citrus, Oran, Citrus, Citrus, Citrus. That checks out. Levels are what I have written down. Yeah, let's get this going. First fight of the day. I have this routine: defeat 5 trainers a day. Guess what? I'm number 5. No, I'm not. I hope. Hippowdon is their lead. Ours is Lana with Surf. Their Hippowdon is able to set up Stealth Rock, which is why it's crucial to KO it in one shot. Or if not, with like a little bit of chip to make sure it's not the first turn, whatever. We're just gonna take it out in one shot. Surf kills here. Alright, Hippowdon down. This was the easy part. Weird as it sounds. Alright, Sandstorm taken, and this should be Stoutland. Stoutland here sees a kill with one of its normal moves and one of its normal moves only. While we prefer to be immune to the move, we cannot quite do that. We need to make sure that there's a normal attack, so the normal gem is consumed. It has a normal gem, as you can see at the bottom, and we need to make sure that that's consumed before we actually continue this fight. So we're going to go into a rock type instead in Hamilton. And Hamilton, with a Citrus Berry at level 73, takes his return alright. If it was Retaliate, it could still have taken it, even on a crit. And with the Citrus Berry, we would have always been out of the range of a follow-up return, which would then be the highest damaging move. Except CC deals more. We needed to make sure that return didn't see a kill, basically. We needed to click close combat here into Kofu, and it's going to do that now. Because of our HP remaining, it's only seeing close combat as the highest damaging move. There it is. Kofu takes that alright. Triggers Citrus Berry, meaning we go back above 50%. And still triggering emergency exit. This way, Kofu can do that again. We're gonna go to Wulfric, our physically tankiest Mon, and he also is baiting close combat. That is fine. All we need to do here is take one more close combat, and in return, use Avalanche. Avalanche will KO it after 2 drops from close combat. Guaranteed. There's the damage taken. Wulfric is barely triggering a Citrus Berry, that is fine. An Avalanche here kills. Perfect. This should bait in, if I'm not mistaken, what's he called? Tyranitar. Tyranitar should see a kill here every single time. Barely, I might add. What? Oh, no, you're right. That is not the most damage you can do. It's barely not seeing a kill. That's fine. That's fine, though. Draco Zolt here is going to use Draco Meteor. And only Draco Meteor at this HP amount. We can go to Lana. Lana here takes a Draco Meteor because it is immune. Like, this is a bit of a stare, but it's a stare that we're fine with. This is going to be a Bolt Beak. We can go to Clay on the Bolt Beak. I just got the stream on in one while the background was going through PS. I'm here, I promise. No worries. Like, I don't... Like, I'm fine if you just do PS shit. Like, I'm fine with that. Don't worry about it. This is going to be another Draco Meteor. We're going to go to Lana once again. We're just going to kind of go back and forth until he's at -6. So that... Actually, I'm going to get that Help Room hourly pay. Congrats on the $0. Anyway, I'm just going to keep doing this a bit. I'm going to bring Dracozolt down to -6. And as a matter of fact, I probably will make it so... I'm going to count until he's out of Draco Meteors. No. Still sounded when you sniped me while you were on stream. That was comedy gold. Yeah, no, that was a very fun thing. 1 second. My wife just woke up again, so I'm just quickly responding to her. Where were we? Oh, we were busy with the whole intimidate shuffling. That should do. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. I don't remember how many I've done now, though. I needed to count, and I didn't manage to count. Does anyone remember? I think this was the third I did. At this point, it doesn't matter anymore, though. I'm just gonna go to Ramos. I'm gonna skip a few steps. I don't need to do much more. Alright. And that was a Bolt Beak again, and Earthquake here kills. He's gonna Draco Meteor me. That is fine, we can take one of those. Even at level 73, that's not gonna do more than like... That was, in fact, almost the max damage, but not enough to where we're worried. Earthquake here kills, guaranteed. And Tyranitar comes in as the final mon to take down. Oh wait, I had him one level higher than he actually is, so it's not quite max damage, but still. Tyranitar here is going to click Stone Edge. Oh, it has Unnerve. I thought it had Sandstream. Not that that matters, but... Alright, we're gonna go to Clay on a Stone Edge. Bring him down to -1. That is just enough to where Torterra can 1v1. That's the main reason we needed to do that. Sandstorm, not gonna do anything. And he's going to Earthquake here. That is what we have Kofu for. Kofu can take this Earthquake. It might trigger emergency exit. If it does, yay. If it doesn't, whatever. And Sandstorm won't trigger emergency exit, so yeah. Here it's gonna Stone Edge again. We're gonna go back to Ramos. And Ramos takes that one, and at -1, it's easily 1v1ing words. Easily 1v1ing the Tyranitar, and it missed its Stone Edge even. Nice. Giga Drain keeps us healthy. It's missing another. Okay, yeah, sure. Make it easy. Let's see if we can keep the Citrus Berry intact on Ramos. That will be a nice +1 Citrus. So we're gonna keep Giga Draining. Stone Edge here deals at most 44. No, not 44, 45. Which is slightly more than we heal. We're gonna Synthesis here once. That's already... Oh wait, no, it's Unnerved, so we're not gonna trigger it anyway. I forgot about that. So we're +1 Citrus anyway. Nice. Well, we're high enough. Earthquake now kills. Bye. Awesome. Tyranitar defeated. And Kristen as well. Ultimately riskless, but yeah, not really the way we wanted to do it. Alright, we're getting another rare candy. Let me write that down for myself. Actually, before anything else, let me update the trainer sheet, because this one has been defeated. Now we're going to go to the next one. There we go. That's going to take some time to update. In the meantime, I will update my own item sheet. We also got Struggle Bug now. And that is gonna be everything for now. Yeah, I was gonna say there should be an item here as well. That's Absolite. We don't have a Mega Absol, or an Absol to Mega, but yeah, always nice to have. All right, let's get to the PC here, because that's just as easy, right? Before anything else, let me grab everyone's items off of them. +1 Auron. Oh, Ramos did use its citrus. Right, of course it did. It did that against, what's it called again? The Dracozolt already. The reason, by the way, we need to take that, Draco Meteor is because its physical move was Dragon Rush, which can flinch. And we'd prefer not to see that, obviously. Anyway. There was probably a PP stall angle there, maybe. But, eh. It's not one I wanted to pursue. Which brings us to the next fight, and it's basically Audino and friends. It's a true double battle against young couple Brian and Casey. And like with the last one, we're gonna actually bring a few niche mons. Actually, no, not unlike the last one, but like the last one, but unlike the last one, we're gonna bring a few niche mons. We don't need Lana. We do need Kofu, so we're gonna quickly put you back in to heal you. We're gonna need Blue. We're gonna need Melly. No, Ingo. We need... Yeah, we're gonna go into this box. We're gonna bring Flannery. And we are also bringing Nana. Which is a very rare bring. We're bringing Mighty Anna in Tayden Liza split. And that should be everyone barring Kofu. And we're gonna turn off the PC. And grab Kofu again. That way he's fully healed, and it's like the proper way to do it, you know? I also need to check the experience on Nana and Blue. No, Blue doesn't matter. Kofu does. That's high enough to where I need to recalc. Okay. Oh, no, wait. I'm first gonna get rid of that pink... I hate that pink little pixel. It's so annoying. Alright. Let's item everyone up. We need an Oranberry on Kofu. Yes, we're only gonna use an Oran here. We're gonna use a Citrus on... no one. Huh. Nice. We're bringing... Magnet for Melly. We're bringing a Black Belt, which is all the way up here because I have two of them. Black Belt on Ingo. And that's it, what I have written down. I'm gonna double check a few things. Also need to level some mons here. We need... Nana can stay at this level. Ingo can stay at this level. We need Blue to go to level 64. We need Flannery can stay, and Kofu, we're just gonna bring him to 60 and do some recalcing. Because the experience shit is, yeah, annoying. Like, you prefer to have no weird factors there. Okay, we need... I have written down an HP amount for Galissapod for Kofu, and I do need to double check it then. If he's at 60 specifically. I need him at... I had 90 written down. I don't need 90. I need 91. Yeah, 91 HP on Gallistopod. And we're going to do a lot of pre-damaging here now. Because we need... Hisuian Electrode at 34. We need... Mighty Yena at 58. I'm going to double check that he's in the slot that I think he is. Yes. Then we need Kofu at 91. And we need Blue at 76. These will come into play later. I'm gonna double check everything here and I need to double check who I need to lead in which slot. Because I need to know who I bring in after. I emergency exit and I bring in Blue. Okay, so he's at, what was I, 76 HP. Okay, so with the current setup, it doesn't actually matter. So that's great. That makes this all the easier. Yeah, that should be everything then. What, I did have Pyroar. Right, that's why I wanted to... Yeah, okay, we're good. Fight number 2 of the day, this double battle. It is going to be very weird. This fight is very much revolving around the Audino. Audino has a very annoying moveset for doubles, especially for just guaranteeing shit. But it's very gimmicky. What it has is Icy Wind, Heal Pulse, Helping Hand, and Follow Me. So it can heal its ally, it can boost its ally's damage, it can redirect moves from its ally, and it can slow you down so its allies go faster. All of those are annoying, but we found a way to where the Icy Wind shit is never going to apply, even though we will always Icy Wind. Audino on the first 4 turns of this fight, 3 turns of this fight, is always going to Icy Wind. And we're going to abuse the hell out of that. This is what that looks like. Together we're fearless. We'll demonstrate how tough we are. Did I give everyone their berry? I don't remember if I did. Oh crap, I don't remember if I did. I don't remember if I did. Oh crap. I did, right? One sec. Oh, thank God. Okay. Melly and Nana are pre-damaged very specifically. Nana is dead to 2 Icy Winds. Melly is dead to 1. In the same vein, Nana is never dead to a crit Icy Wind. So we are safe to attack once. Nana is very slow, but it has Sucker Punch. And with the Sucker Punch against Gengar, which deals a minimum of 70%, and the Volt Switch boosted by Magnet, the two of them combine to guarantee kill the Gengar. Electrode is faster than Gengar, so it can Volt Switch safely. Sucker Punch has priority, so it can use that safely. Gengar is never going to protect on the first turn, it's always going to Sludge Wave because it sees a kill with that on both of these mons, in fact. Sucker Punch takes it out, takes it down very low. A Volt Switch kills it. If there was a Sucker Punch crit, that doesn't matter because the Volt Switch can also just go into Audino and we're good. We're gonna switch to Kofu. Kofu is going to take the Icy Wind. And by being at exactly 91 HP, the Icy Wind here is going to bring it below 80%, below 50%, lower its speed, whatever. Trigger its Oranberry, bring it back up above at 90, and Nana now is in range of Icy Wind guaranteed. And emergency exit triggers. We're gonna go to Blue. And Blue here is going to take the next kill. Blue is very specifically level 64, so that dual wing beat here kills. We need to Mega to guarantee that we're faster than Heracross, but in doing so, dual wing beat guarantees kills. Why not Hurricane? Because Heracross has a Focus Sash. So dual wing beat bypasses that Focus Sash, is quite effective, and is guaranteed to KO the Heracross. In the meantime, Nana needs to switch out. She is now dead to a guaranteed Icy Wind. I'm gonna double check that. It is not. It is not. Did I fuck up my pre-damaging? Oh wait, no, I'm looking at percentage. Oh, it's 16%, which is 29 damage, so yes, it's guaranteed to Icy Wind. We're gonna go to Kofu, take the Icy Wind, and we're gonna trigger emergency exit the second time. Here's the Mega Evolution. And the Mega Evolution means that the Wing Beat is 1. Bringing it low, crit, didn't matter, and 2, KO. Now, like with Nana, Blue is also pre-damaged very specifically. He is pre-damaged so that he is also dead to 2 Icy Winds every single time. At 32, as the Mega Pidgeot, the minimum damage that Icy Wind does is 38. And Kofu, once again, emergency exits out. And we're gonna go to Ingo. Finally, here's the Mamoswine. Mamoswine is slower than Ingo and faster than Blue, so it's guaranteed to click an Ice move on me here. And we are going to go to Flannery to take that Ice move, if it's going to take one at all, because CC is a guaranteed kill on Mamoswine. It's a random move between Ice Shard and Icicle Crash on Blue, and whichever of the two it is, we don't really care, because Ice Shard means that Flannery can take it, and Icicle Crash means we're faster and we're killing. We've brought specifically Flannery for Unnerve. Unnerve here means that the Audino no longer has its Chople Berry. One of the ways you could go around this is by... usually, Audino is just weak to fighting moves, right? So, you can kill it very easily with a close combat if it wasn't for the fact that it has a Chople Berry. By the way, it used Icicle Crash there, hence why we're faster at taking the kill, easy. Now we're going to be slower with, have reduced speed with both Mons, but even at -1, Sneasel is faster than the Audino, and we can just CC for the kill. If that's not enough, Flamethrower helps out. We don't really care. But CC should kill here. Thanks to Flannery's Unnerve, the Chople Berry is not going to trigger, and close combat is a guaranteed one shot. Perfect. Nana takes a level, that's fine. Kofu takes a level, that's also alright. We will make do with it. Are we using Pin Missile ever, or are we using Leech Life ever? I think of these, it's more likely that we click Leech Life. But I do like the utility of having a multi-hit move, so I'm going to get rid of Leech Life instead. No, I'm gonna get rid of Pin Missile. I don't know which of the two is preferable there, but... eh. Alright, and that's young couple Brian and Casey. Very nice, very clean. We have 2 more fights on Route 121, and then we're done. Let's fly back to Fort Tree. Oh, now we have to take the trek all the way back, huh? Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna heal. And we're ready to take on the next one. The next one is... Gentleman Walter. Gentleman Walter has a team of 5. And one that's not easy to take down. But, like before, we found a way to make it work. I'm gonna double check everything. Of course, we have a 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have, let me take a look, it's 5, and we need, who am I missing? 6. Yeah, okay, and all of these check out. Yeah, all of these check out. The main scare of this fight is the explosion-wielding Silvally Dark. You kind of want to make sure that the Silvally comes out last. Because if it comes out last, that means that we actually will not see it explode. An explosion, being buffed to be like Gen 4 and earlier, means it deals ridiculous amounts of damage. But we're gonna make it work anyway. We need Ramos. I'm gonna do a little bit of ordering, and that is, I'm gonna put my 3 megas right next to one another. We're gonna bring Clay. Nana, you did great. Thank you. You're gonna go back into the shitter box. Flannery, you did great as well, and also going back here. Who else did I need? Ingo is there, and we need Roxy. And Rox is our lead. And we're gonna move some items. We're gonna give you... nothing? You need a poison barb? Psychic muscle, poison barb. You need wise glasses. Very specific, I know. But it's to get a certain baiting order. Where's my wise glasses? I thought I put it at the bottom. Oh, it's white lens, it's at the bottom. Wise glasses, there we go. We need Pixie Plate, not on you, but might as well grab it this way, right? Pixie Plate. And we need... That's it. That's all we need. Then here we go. Let me also take a look at what I need to do in terms of pre-damaging. Kofu is now at 61. We need... What did I need him to take again? We need to take his Drain Punch at level 61. I had set him at 106. Minus 34 means we are easily below. Alright, good. We need I had Crook written down as 122. But he is now level 70. And that means 122. Yep. Alright, then we're gonna put the pre-damage on everyone. And the last one I know for sure is true. Actually, with my wife now awake, I can be a little bit more outward spoken. Alright. Putting this a little back so it's a little... because I'm going to be a little bit louder. All right, we need Clay at 122. We need Kofu at 106. And we need Sneasler at 189. Why 189? Because I take one of those at minimum. $189, 23, 166. Yep, alright. So the final result is this. Double check my items. Poison Barb. 73. 70. Yep. 61. Yup. 72 Wise Glasses, 73. Did I have him at 72, not 73. Does that matter? As a matter of fact, it might. Ever so slightly, but it might. I think there may be like a thing I'm missing, but if there is, I'll make it work. I'll be fine. This one, Endless Candy. We're gonna bring Ramos to 73. Not gonna take any risks on that. Alright, here we go. Yeah. What was... Right, the Avatar movie. That was one of the things I was talking about, right? Look, the world of Avatar is pretty. Like, it's very pretty. There's not much you can say about it. It's very well crafted. It feels like a world you'd love to explore, right? But the story is so fucking bare bones. And it genuinely... I talked about this, like, with my wife a bit, and, like, their family, because I went with my in-laws. It felt like the enemy there was just a Team Rocket enemy. Like, oh, they're blasting off again kind of thing. And if that's how it feels, that's not good for your storytelling. Alright. We are ready. And we're gonna take on this fight. I think I'm gonna triple check that I have everything. Yes, and yes. Alright, we're good. Let's get this going. Alright. With my Pokemon, I've traveled to the world's 4 corners. You might say I have some confidence in my abilities. And yet, you're gonna go down like everyone else. Gentleman Walter, sending out Granbull. Now, Granbull here has Intimidate. And that's annoying, which means we can't use a physical mon to take it out quickly. We'd rather do it with special mon. Thankfully, Salazzle is our special damage dealing poison type, and we can easily take it on with a Sludge Bomb. 1 down. Next. Easy. And this should bait in the Manectric, who sees a kill with Thunderbolts. So it's always going to Thunderbolt here. We're going to go to Clay and take that Thunderbolt. Intimidated. Not relevant. Not relevant whatsoever. Thunderbolt doesn't affect me. And we have pre-damaged Clay specifically so that it always is dead to Hidden Power Grass. We're going to take that with Ingo. Ingo resists Hidden Power Grass, and like the damage is negligible. Alright, 162, that's in range of what I wanted it to be. And now, thanks to the Life Orb chip, close combat is a guaranteed kill. But I'm just gonna fake out anyway. It had static. Oh god, that almost went wrong. I should have given it a cherry. Okay. We're good. We're not good. Because that paralysis is actually very relevant. Because now actually Azumarill sees that it's faster, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's annoying. We can take it on. Ramos can take on the Azumarill. Even the Aqua Tail. Like, it's fine that it's Aqua Tailing. It should be fine that it clicks Aqua Tail here. I hope. I hope. Wait, no it's not. No, it's not. I should have given the Citrus. Nope. Wait, what? Oh, it used Aqua Jet! Saved! Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna Giga Drain. Never ever punished for my complacency. Oh my god. Oh, I should have seen that. Never ever punished in this fight specifically. Okay, I'm gonna Synthesis, take 2 Aqua Jets and Synthesis back up. We're back to full. And we're gonna Giga Drain for the kill. Oh my god. Ugh. Complacency is my #1 enemy. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Alright, Ramos takes down the Azumarill, and this should bait in the Beware. Yup. Beware here is going to either bulk up or Drain Punch. We're going to assume Drain Punch and switch to Kofu. I kind of assumed that that's not going to happen. I kind of goofed there. Oh well. He bulks up. That's annoying. I'm going to Razor Shell. Okay, Protect. It's fine. That's fine. That's not a big deal. I'm gonna Razor Shell again. He protects and fails. Okay. I'm just gonna try and lower its defense, bring it down a bit so it's guaranteed to trigger my emergency exit. That's really all this is. And that's all we needed. Drain Punch. Even on a crit there, that should not have killed me. So we're gonna switch out and safely bring in Lana. And Lana here, while it is slower, it's guaranteed to kill with Moonblast. Drain Punch hurts. At +1 especially. But it's not enough for me to worry all too much. Is that true? Not necessarily quite yet. We're gonna see, because the final mon here is gonna be that Silvally, and it's a Dark type. Moonblast is a guaranteed kill, and this multi-attack at most deals 106 damage, so we're safe to Moonblast and take it out. 106 damage, by the way, is on a crit, so it's not even close to it if it doesn't crit. Okay. Complacency isn't punished this time around. Oops. But we went through one more fight, and that's her. I'm gonna quickly run back. This final fight should be the easiest. Or at least it's relatively easy. I saw a line that got it down with like little to no resources. Let's grab everyone's item. Put them back in the bag. And store everyone. Barring, I'll keep Ingo in the team for now, because I don't think Ingo is going to be brought here. Let me take a look. In the meantime, actually, let me bring out the final team that we need to fight before we make it all the way. So we need to take on a Mimikyu, an Aromatisse, and a Reuniclus. If you can't tell, it's a Trick Room fight. I have a line that revolves... only requires me to bring 5 Mons. It's gonna be Lana once again. It's not gonna be Ingo, it's gonna be Poppy. It's gonna be... where are you? Cress. And it's going to be... Clay once again. And Kofu once more. And these 5 are all I should need. What's my backup? I'll bring Ingo. Ingo should do decently well into everyone. We need you to hold a Life Orb. Life Orb. We need you to hold a Citrus. We need you to hold an Iron Ball. Iron Ball. And we need you to hold a Muscle Band. Muscle Band should be here, and it's probably going to be up a bit. Actually, no, I used it recently, I think. Yeah, I did. Thank God. I will also give Melly of Ingo a black glasses, because that might be the one thing I needed to do, if there's anything. Also need to do some leveling, I believe. No, we do not. Though Kofu's level, no, that's not relevant. Alright, then we're just gonna go. Iron Ball, Citrus, Muscle Band, Life Orb, none, black glasses. Cool. Then it's time for the final fight. There's something here, right? A max revive. Yay! I can use that so well. Alright, this final fight of the Mimikyu, Aromatisse, and Reuniclus, where everything is using Trick Room. We're gonna be fine with that. And from here on, we should be good. Lana's gonna be our lead. The items I double checked already. I might as well do it again because I've been complacent. I might as well be overly not complacent here. The abilities are not gonna matter except for the disguise, which is what we need Lana for. Lana can take the move that she's going to take for sure. I know that. I don't really need to double check it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yes, she can do that just fine. And then we're ready. We have like one diverging path, but it's not gonna be too big a deal. Let's get this going. Will you play with my delightfully pretty Pokemon? Sure, I guess. The first one is Mimikyu. This Mimikyu is holding an Iron Ball to be as slow as possible, because Mimikyu is quite fast. But it's always also slow, so it can guarantee that it sets up Trick Room. We've made it so that it doesn't. Lana here with an Iron Ball is slower than Mimikyu, because it's naturally slower. So we're going to take either a Play Rough or see its Sword Dance. We don't really care which of the two it is. We're going to Flip Turn. The reason we don't care is because we Flip Turn into something that's faster. The Flip Turn is there just to break the disguise on Mimikyu. And now, we can go to Basculegion, and with a Muscle Band equipped, we are guaranteed to take out this Mimikyu. The Muscle Band was not relevant for this fight specifically. For this 1v1 specifically. It's being attacked by its Iron Ball, and it's out. That deals 125% minimum, easily KOing. Perfect, so far so good. This should be the Aromatisse coming in. Yep, there it is. Aromatisse here is going to Trick Room and only Trick Room. So we go to Poppy on that Trick Room. And we're going to count the Trick Room turns. This is turn 1 of Trick Room. There's 5 turns in total. So turn 1. We're going to Iron Head and take 1 move. It's the Moonblast, and even on a crit, that Moonblast never kills us. Awesome. We have a Citrus Berry equipped, so we are out of range for the final move that we might be able to bait. Iron Head here deals about 80%. And if it crit was a kill, that's fine. We prefer it this way. This was like the one inconsistency we might have had. Bullet Punch here is going to be the kill. We're faster with priority, so it's not going to be relevant that we are in Trick Room. The final mon here is the Reuniclus, which is a nightmare in Trick Room, so we need to stall it out of the Trick Room turns. We're in this one. So Reuniclus comes in, and it's going to click Psychic or Thunder. Actually, at this HP amount, it's always Thunder. Clay is going to take that Thunder. And it baits Signal Beam. Okay, double checking. Thunder does nothing. Now it's going to Signal Beam me. It's still in Trick Room. And Kofu can take that Signal Beam. Even on a crit, that Signal Beam will never kill us at level 61. It is 1 HP away from killing us. So it's incredibly close, but Kofu can take it guaranteed. And it's not, Reuniclus is not going to Psychic, it's not going to Thunder, because it sees those 2 moves do absolutely nothing. And this, with Emergency Exit, was turn 5 of Trick Room. So Clay comes in again, and it should be good now. Intimidated, not really relevant. Trick Room ends, right? Thank God. Okay. And now knockoff kills. It's guaranteed to kill with the Life Orb equipped. And that means Reuniclus is down, and we made it to Lily Cove. There's a bunch of shit that we're gonna get now. 2 encounters at least. Maybe even more. Some items, some berries here. We're gonna get a Custap. Only 1, unfortunately, but Custap is incredible. Citrus Berries, 14, that's a low roll. And 21, that's a mid roll. And finally, Starfberries. Probably good for natural gifts and maybe be like rolling the dice, but beyond that, not really relevant. Welcome to Lily Cove. This gives us access to move the leader, which is great. It gives us access to a few more items, probably. But we need to find... like, I'm gonna double check if there's anything that we get here. We get access to Dawnstones, which not relevant for us, maybe in the future. We got our last citrus berries. We got our last few lumberries. We got a mart that's coming up, but that is where a fight is between us and the next one, and the next, and the words. There's one fight between us and the Lily Cove mart. Well, there's no question about it. It's out of the ordinary. Norman Bell with more power, charisma, and showmanship than you. Even though people may say that you're strong, you're still got a long way to go compared to your father. Rude. To help it, I can only get to like Brawly. I am cool. Yay! Apparently I'm cool. You heard that? Dad? Or whatever. Cove Lily Motel. That's Chell. Hi, Chell. I don't want to talk to you without... Did you get the Lily Cove encounter already? Not yet. I just arrived. Like, literally just. I do get Blastoise. I already get access to Mega Blastoise, potentially? Oh, wow. No, I'm just, like, grabbing the items around town first, and then I'm gonna look at the encounter. But more importantly, I'm gonna first get the Safari Zone encounter, because the Safari Zone encounter might guarantee that I get a Dragonite here, which is naturally very good. Right? That's just kind of a given. Where is my item list? There it is. Okay. Is there anything else I could get here? Trying to see if I'm missing anything. There's a... In Lily Cove City, there's one guy who gives a rare candy in one of the houses. So we're just gonna kind of keep talking. So that was guessed by using Pokemon. Yada yada. Hey, Scott! Not the rare candy guy. If anyone knows where it is, it's top right house. Thank you. I'm gonna check that first then. There's Misty. If there's May. Why Misty? So this one? Harness the people they are on their tools. Unfortunately, our fails to understand that. Is there one further top right? Heracronite. Right. That's also a thing you can get here. I think you might mean this house then? What's that? I'm not near awake. You can have this. A rare candy. Thank you. Yep, got it. Sleep essential for good health. Sleep and regain health. It's not rest. It's just a rare candy, buddy. Alright, rare candy get... There's one in the southwest corner of the beach. There is going to be a rare of a heart skill. I'm gonna guess it's this guy. Perfect. Anything else? I got Curse. I already have that one. There's no items. No held items. Gems. No. No. I got the Heracronite. I had the Blastoisinite. Does Run and Bun have a trick house? Yes, it does. And it's guarded by a trainer who uses only level 100 Pokemon. It's technically... Is it still post-game? I thought it wasn't anymore. I can already get into... Huh. I don't know if I want to do that. I thought it... Actually, no. I'm just curious now. I want to see if it's actually still post-game. But regardless, this trick house is much more trivia-based and, like, very puzzly. And yes, it should be something you do in the post-game. Let's see if there's anything else here. Route 121 or... what's Lily Cove? No, I think I got everything. For now. Yeah, I got everything for now. Then we are gonna get... Okay, how do we get the Pokeblock case? It's one guy here, right? It has to be. It gave me a case for... Ah! Slipping out for Pokemon contest. Oh, the picture don't have a Pokeblock case yet. Pokeblock case! We're not going to enter into any of these. There's Chell again. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna call that she isn't gonna fight me, and I'm just gonna save here as insurance. And if she does, I'm gonna reset, and I'm like not gonna count it. Like I'm just gonna close it. I just want to see if she says anything interesting. Long time no see. Have you seen those people with those ugly stripes at Mount Pyre? I think they're up to no good. I kind of figured that she'd say like something irrelevant, but yeah. Now I think it is time to go into Safari Zone. So let's go do that. Actually, no, I want to check something, because I know in the base game, this thing, I thought this one was like you can walk through it, but apparently either they fixed it or I'm mistaking it with another place. Probably the former. Welcome to the Safari Zone. All you can catch which would you like to play? Yep. Safari balls are just guaranteed to catch, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let's do some encounter routing. Safari Zone. I already talked about this last stream a bit. We're just gonna go to Northwest and try for a Grimer without a Repel. Because if we get a Grimer, we can also get a guaranteed Dragonite, and Grimer itself is also really, really good. And if we get a Wartortle, that means we get a Blastoise and another Mega to abuse. So we don't mind that too much either. So Northwest. What's Northwest? I'm guessing this? Or maybe even further up. Is this Northwest? Garchompite. Cool. Mission to fight water Pokemon you don't see in Hoenn. Do you have any idea where the lake is? I have my Repel on still, so I can go through the grass. Okay, I want to get every item. Okay, let's do it this way. We're gonna get every item here first, just to get that out of the way. And then we're gonna go into like whatever, like everything else we can get. In the northwest zone, there should be a normal gem somewhere. So I'm gonna assume this is the northwest, and I'm gonna assume the normal gem is somewhere. Maybe there's a map, actually. There's a map for it, right? Safari Zone. Safari Zone, Seafloors, Mount Pyre, Mount Chimney, Petalburg Woods. Abandoned ship, underwater seal chamber, sky pillar, magma hideout. It keeps going, wow. Safari Zone, northwest. We're not at the northwest yet. It's just north, I'm guessing then. Yup, this is just north. Then we're gonna go back down. Go here. And this brings us to the northwest. Tired Feet Rest House. This is in southwest, I'm guessing? Yup, it is. Is there any item in here, maybe? Doesn't look it, but there is the mental herb. So let's go grab that. And I also see that I need the mock bike to get up there, to get up to northwest. So we need swap the item, the bike in a bit. So let's just use this one to get every single item we can get. There's the south. There's no item in the south. And my time's up anyway. Looking at it, I got everything, barring that one normal gem. So we're gonna go ahead and switch up our bike real quick. I need a flying type, actually. I need a flyer. Let's bring Faulkner, I guess. I don't know. Oh, right, I forgot my items. I'm gonna clean up the items real quick. Grab you. Grab you. Grab you. And grab you. For that one riskless fight I did do. I think all of these had a risk that I kind of missed. Except for this one. Okay. Flying to get the mock bike. Yeah, no, like... Here we go. The mock bike. I'm gonna switch bikes. Thank you. Urge to switch bikes. Come back. Yeah, maybe I will sometime, but not now. Lily Cove. And on the bike we go. You can see my trash movement. Here we are. Try number 2, and this time we're gonna get the final thing. Here are my safari balls. Alright, let's just see a Grimer, please. Wait, I need to go here and then up, right? Yeah. And then the water's at the top, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yep, let's grab that normal gem. And then fish from here. Normal gem, really good. Repellents off. Not what I did. I think it's not gonna catch any. It is. Okay. Dreadnought. We already have one, so we can run. Repellent off. And we're gonna just try to catch something. What are we getting? That looks like it might be a Grimer. It's a Blastoise. Alright. Just get in the ball. This is guaranteed, right? Okay. Yeah, I believe these were guaranteed, so that's alright. Blastoise obtained. Bummer, but not a big deal. A male gym leader that uses water types, specifically Blastoise. Isn't that Seabolt or something in the Kalos Elite Four who uses a Blastoise? Or uses a Blastoise in the anime, maybe, rather? What's the guy called again? I think it was Seabolt, right? Seabolt? Yep, Seabolt's the guy I'm thinking of. And he uses, in the Pokemon League and Battle Chateau, he does not use a Blastoise, actually. But I do believe in the anime, yeah, in anime he uses a Blastoise, a Mega Blastoise. So, yeah, that's a good... Yeah, I'm gonna call you Seabolt. Seabolt. Box 1. And now we can get out. Let's take a look. Blastoise. Level 56. Timid nature, that's good. And IV-wise... Oh my god, this is a guy. Ooh, this looks good. Ooh, this looks really, really good. Almost like high special attack, high speed with a boosting nature, and like perfectly acceptable everything else barring attack, which, you know, doesn't really matter nearly as much. So, yeah, this is a guy and a half. Let's update the team, shall we? I'm gonna use the... Let's export. And we're gonna grab the entirety of this thing. Copy it. Paste it here. Copy it. Where's my current team? There we go. Paste it. And the team has been updated for everyone. So if you are playing along or trying to like help out with calcs, you can use that. And yeah. I'm gonna also override my team on my damage calculator. With Blastoise specifically. Would a Dragon Pulse... It's a range. Gotcha. I was already kind of looking towards the rival fight for using maybe that Blastoise, but we're being a little overzealous there. We're actually first going to take a look at getting the final encounter at Lilycove. We need to bring some good mons to take on everything. And that means we're bringing... Actually, let's take a look if either of those could... Muck. Cannot hold an item, and Dragonite can. It's Dragon skill, though, so that's not really relevant. They are level... Might as well show it off for you guys as well. Lilycove, they're level 56. And that means Dragon Tail, Waterfall, Heal Bell, and Fly for Dragonite. Does Dragon Tail still have that if it's a wild mon that it ends the battle thing? Because that would suck. Whatever. Dragonite. And then there's Muck. It's a water move, dragon move, flying move. So what I want it to have specifically, I need to check. And then the Muck might have Poison Touch, uses dark and poison moves. I'm gonna bring Lana for the Dragonite. I'm gonna bring... I was gonna say Will, but I don't think that's actually a good idea. What I do think is a good idea is Clay, actually. It's Clay and it's Misty, probably. Like, technically Nana is my Catchmon, but it's not particularly good into either of these. So I'm bringing it, but as insurance, I guess. Falconer is not worth it. Water, Dragon, and Flying moves. I think a Protectmon would genuinely be good here, actually. So I'm gonna bring Mela. Mela's also very physically bulky, of course, so... Actually, no, Grant's better for that this time around, because he resists more moves. And then... I guess Winona does decently well into either, and also kind of stalls, right? Dark, poison, and ground coverage. I think I just bring Poppy instead, actually. Poppy is immune, of course, to Gunk Shot, and it could probably take one Earthquake, right? Specifically, I don't want berries for this one, right? And I'm gonna bring my fastest mon as the lead, which is Clay. With Triple Intimidate, actually with Triple Intimidate, I probably want a, I want Torterra. Even though he's weak to poison, with Synthesis, it can stall quite a bit. And it has Shell Armor, right? It's either him or bring Dreadnought, I guess. No. I was talking about using Mela, and I think I'm gonna stick by that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick by that. Mela's probably a good idea. All this effort just to, like, get it in one shot. Watch it. It's bound to happen. Here we go. Alright, my repellent is off. Here we go. And we're there. Do I want to give any berries anywhere? Probably not, I guess. I might as well, I guess. Losing them is not the biggest deal. We have 200 for the final half of the fight, of the game, and you're gonna use them less and less. So I don't mind using them a bit more here. Okay. I think that's all I need to do, aside from turning off the repellents, and hope that we can get Dragonite. Muckus would also be good, but I think I prefer Dragonite. Alright, let's try. It is Muck. Yup. Clay's our lead. Clay resists everything. Resists both stab moves, which is why I lead it with Clay. And we're just gonna try a quick ball. That's a crit capture. That's a thing? Nice! Okay. Alolan Muck, welcome to the squad. An extra dark type is still nice to have. Nice crit catch, I know, right? I didn't even know that was a thing in the game. How many box mons do you have? I might as well check my Pokedex, right? I have, in total, 141... Oh no, 27... 82... No, well, that one. 82 owned mons. That might have changed in earlier generation. Crit capture is one of the thing in Gen 3, so I don't even know how it works here. Which gen it bases itself off of. Probably Gen 8, I have to say, but yeah. I think it's calculated by boxed mons. I thought it was based on, like, captured mons. Not specifically boxed, but captured. Alright, Muck. Poison Touch. I think I would have probably preferred Gluttony, but both are fine. Neutral Nature, perfectly fine. IVs, Jesus Christ. Okay, HP being high is good. Everything else sucks. Speed is nice, but it's slow as shit anyway, so yeah. I'm just gonna run one more export, and then we're gonna start calcing, I guess. Because we did everything we can do. Copy to here, paste, get rid of those citrus berries. Citrus, 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 copy, and my team is over here. There we go. And then into my calculator. There we go. And now everything should be updated. If you want to see my full team, you can do !team in the chat. And with that, you should be able to watch what I have perfectly fine. We've done everything we can do in terms of stalling before we actually start working on the next fight. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Atlas, for showing it off. So if you want to, like, calc alongside me, you can do that with the, also with the calculators that I have linked as well. Like, I have a few ones here. I might as well show it off. These are the calculators I use, mostly the first one. The first one is the one you see on screen. There's the second one that is not on screen, but I do have it. It's this one. Like, both of them are fine. This one is a bit more, if you know Showdown's calculator, it's more like this one. The Showdown calculator, this one is a bit more unique. The main advantage of this one is you can do stuff like this. You can do the do the damage and see what happens if you do, basically. Anyway. I can take a look at what happens in certain... What am I saying? Alright, Lily Cove Rival. I already had kind of a plan, like a very rudimentary start for Lily Cove Rival. I did that like before I did groceries this morning and took a nap because I woke up at 5 and was like, at 8 it was like, okay, I do need some more sleep, so yeah. What time is it? It's 2. Alright, I'm gonna take like 2 more. I've got 2 hours, give or take, to plan this and execute this. How we're gonna do it, I don't know yet. This was the start. Like, before anything else, I might as well show off the team fully. It's over here. This one is beaten, status done, and this one is the focus. You can already kind of see it in the top right here. The team is a Garchomp with a Yachi Berry having Rough Skin, Earthquake, Dual Chop, Fire Blast, and Stealth Rock. And the offense keeps going from there. It has she has a Machamp, No Guard, Dynamic Punch, Stone Edge, Knockoff, and Substitute. Inner Focus, Life Orb, Weavile with Knockoff, Ice Shard Pursuit, Triple Axle. Melmetal with Assault Fist, Iron Fist, Careful Nature, Double Iron Bash, Body Press, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. And Articuno, Galarian specifically, with Lumberry, Competitive, Timid, Hurricane, Freezing Glare, Calm Mind, Recover. And finally, Mega Blaziken, yup, the chicken, the Nightmare Chicken, with Speed Boost, Blazikenite, CC, Flare Blitz, Knockoff, Sword Dance. My goodness, this one is evil. Alright, the one thing I already saw that I could abuse is Altaria. Because Altaria could, in theory, bait the Dual Chop, and with a pre-burn, while having Facade, if you Mega Evolve it, it doesn't quite show it off, and if I'm at level 70, with, I'm gonna give it a Pixie Plate to show the Pixelate boost. One of the issues with this calculator is that Pixelate does not actually use the 1.2 times boost. This way it does. And Facade is a guaranteed kill. For reference, if you don't believe me, on the other calcing page, you can see if I were to use Altaria into that fight, Blaziken, not Bridge, Blaziken, Lilycove here, and I were to go with Mega Altaria, having Pixelate, using Facade, while burnt at level 70, that's a kill. And if you here, it actually does apply it, and that is if I use a Pixie Plate here, the exact same damage. If you can't tell, it's like top left, you can see Facade 102% minimum, 102% minimum, and everything else is the same, barring the item, which is Pixie Plate in this case. So yeah, that was the one thing I saw, and it would bait Weavile clicking Triple Axle. That much, that's how far I got. And I saw like, oh yeah, I can use Avalok to take that on, and Gyro Ball kills it easily. But then I got stuck. And like, Avalok is not really necessarily the ultimate mon to use. I could use Berserker instead, for example. Because with a Metal Coat, Bullet Punch. That's 73. That's not enough to kill. Maybe with a Life Orb? Nope. I need to take 2 moves to do that. That's not enough. You could use Hisuian Arcanine, but like it's still doing a fair bit of damage with Triple Axle. So yeah, not great. I could use a pivot on Gliss to bring in like Berserker for free or something and take it out with Iron Head that way, but that still means Machamp comes in, clicks a random move between Dynamic Punch and Knockoff. Not to mention the damage on Gliss is very high and very volatile. So, yeah. I also don't remember, I believe Triple Axle still has that miss chance in this game, actually. Triple Axle, yep, it does. So that makes it even more volatile. That makes that entire interaction more volatile. Because if I were to use Avalugg, Avalugg takes absolute pitiful damage, but the difference between actually taking a knockoff and Triple Axle means that Machamp comes in, versus if it's only the knockoff, then all of a sudden Machamp doesn't come in. Unless, of course, it crits. No, even then. So, the fight just diverges from there, right? And you kind of want to avoid that if you can. I suppose Hisuian Arcanine could do some work here. With a person. But Freezing Glare is kind of annoying. If it's Hurricane, I have to take maybe Dreadnought. No, Freezing Glare deals too much. Alolan Raichu? Alolan Raichu is slower. Jeez. Okay. Let's take 2 steps back and just look at like good 1v1s we have. Right? Against Melmetal, what do we have? A grand total of nothing. Torkoal is the only Torkoal and Turtonator are the only ones that kind of deal with it alright. But Turtonator is too slow and baits double Iron Bash. And similarly can bait Ice Punch, which can freeze. And, you know, that's not good. And double Iron Bash can flinch, which is even worse. A Talonflame 1v1 is nothing. Camerupt. No, he cannot take double Iron Bash well enough. Even if I were to bring him to 73. Not to mention, he's still slower than Melmetal. Gotcha. And does pitiful damage to it. Crocodile? I mean, it gives an Intimidate, so kind of. But no. Basket Legion? I mean, yeah, it takes the moves well, but Thunder Punch deals way too much. I don't even see it. I'm genuinely stuck on the Melmetal specifically. Hisuian Arcanine is the closest I can get to like a maybe answer. But that's very, very risky. The second best I have is maybe Salazzle coming in on Ice Punch and encoring it into it. Maybe? That or Body Press? So yeah. So let's change pace a bit. Galarian Articuno. If I can get Arcanine in for free, he takes it on alright. Except for the Freezing Glare thing, which is not great. Mamo also does alright. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But Muck actually does. At level 73, if I give it a Persim, I can knock off alright. And I believe... I want to see what else it gets still. The only move it gets is Explosion, so I would just get rid of Payback for that, I guess. And Gunk Shot I probably want to replace with Poison Jab. Maybe. Kind of. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Muckalola is like one of the only mons that can take on the Galarian Articuno, alright. Karuk comes to mind. Though he's a bit too weak to the Hurricane, not to mention he activates competitive. Lycanroc, maybe? Rock Slide plus Excel Rock does kill, but Freezing Glare deals way too much. Yeah, I think the Altaria just kind of has to be brought for Garchomp, right? He baits a fast kill dual chop and KOs it back with Facade. He also can bait... I was going to say he can bait Ice Shard, but no, because he's slower, it's going to be random move between Ice Shard and Triple Axle. Machamp outspeed... no, not at 70. It's always Weavile, and it's always going to Triple Axle me. Pardon me. Yeah. Triple Axle. And the only other mon I think might work for Weavile is Dreadnought. At 73, he... Rock Slide is a range to kill. The problem is he would knock off me, and I cannot take that with Triple Axle in tow. And Rock Tomb doesn't make me slow enough, make him slow enough to where I can use Dreadnought properly. I was gonna say, could I bait it to Pursuit, but that might kill Altaria even at level 70. Yeah, that could kill Altaria even at level 70. At level 73, though, it still could. Not to mention, the HP amount you would have to put him at would... it would not help me. I could make it so it's a 50-50 between Ice Shard and Triple Axle, I guess. But that's the best I can do on that front. So how about something else? How about Pidgeot? I don't know. Could Mega Pidgeot maybe outspeed? Nope. So that's not an option either. Not to mention the damage he deals is way too little. The only other option I could see work for Garchomp is Mamo. The thing with Mamo is it needs to use a Never Melt Ice. And in doing so, I cannot guarantee... I cannot at all guarantee what comes in. And I could even just be in pursuit range from Weavile. So I have to use the Altaria play. That's like without question. I bring an Altaria with Facade over Moonblast or Perish. I don't know which of the two yet. I have to find out. It feels a little wasteful to use Facade and Altaria, but it's the best. Like, it's the best shot I got at starting this fight. I think I would need to bring like a fighting type. I probably want a dark type of sorts. I definitely bring Slowbro. Slowbro is one of the only ways I see myself taking on Blaziken. Because he cannot take close combat into knockoff, actually. Gyarados, maybe? Meh. Basculegion? With a Mystic Water, maybe? No, it's not enough. It's barely not enough, I might add. Slowbro being pivoted in would work, but pivoting it in sounds nightmarish. Unless I use it sack, but yeah. Still, I do think Slowbro, because Slowbro also kind of works into Machamp, right? Kind of. Very much a kind of. Because of knockoff, it's very much a kind of. Golisopod also is barely not the answer I would want. For the very simple reason that Triple Axel crit barely is enough to trigger emergency exit. Right? I could scale its HP, I guess. And in doing so, I guarantee that he doesn't trigger it. But it's a heavy investment. And not one I prefer not to make. One I prefer not to make. I guess Hisuian Arcanine with a Citrus could do it? Kind of? The problem is mostly if Triple Axel misses, knockoff is our chance to kill. No, it has to be Avalugg. It just has to be Avalugg. Avalugg I see is the only like surefire answer to Weavile. With its physical bulk. Yeah, I guess Torkoal could do something similar if I bring him like up to 73. but it's not there. It's not quite there yet. And I would have to invest like a charcoal or something, and I don't have that. Same with Turtonator, and unlike Torkoal, he actually doesn't resist. Like, yes, he can deal a little more damage comparatively, but it's very slight difference and not the difference you would need. And then I come back to Dreadnought, I guess. Yeah, but Dreadnought cannot take 2 hits. I could Rock Tomb, I guess. I guess, but it doesn't work. It doesn't do the trick. I can risk a Stone Edge, but why in the world would I do that? I was gonna say, oh, Mammo works, but no, the damage from Triple Axle is too much. Even with Thick Fat. My goodness. Yeah, so it's Avalok or nothing. It's Avalok or maybe Berserker, right? And I can guarantee that he triple axles, which means I could definitely use Berserker. And put him at like... No, because knockoff crit or triple axle crit would just KO Berserker, and that's my only steel type. So no, that's not the solution I would want it to be. I guess Mega Altaria is slightly more durable than I thought he would be against Blaziken. Not that that's like the solution, but it might be an option. I definitely bring Galiss, I guess. I don't want to scale something for Galiss, though. Are there any TMs or something that I could maybe utilize? Is there anything I'm missing on that front? Trying to see if there's anything at all. X-Scissor, Dark Pulse. I don't have Dark Pulse. Why do I have that ticked off? See, the problem with Avalugg against a Weavile is that I cannot... Like, I cannot guarantee what happens next. And the switch in for her Galarian Articuno... Like, the best I would have is Muck. But that doesn't do enough because Hurricane Crit would just screw me over if it's Hurricane that gets clicked. And if it's... Oh, I always take one hit, so it's never actually... I always take at least knockoff. That's not even true. I can guarantee that it does happen. Like, I give him, like, an Oranberry or something. Pardon? But at that point... It's still unsure, because, like, a low roll... Like, a crit would mean... Machamp comes in. And if I did get hit by Triple Axel, then no matter what happens, Machamp comes in. And Triple Axel is inaccurate. Why are there so many diverging lines in this one? It's so annoying. Look, okay, these three are like kind of the guarantee, right? These three just feel right. Slowbro for Blaziken. Avalugg for Weavile. Altaria for Garchomp. And then... Like, if it wasn't for the fact that Triple Axel could be clicked on turn 1, Prim would also be an alright answer to Weavile. But that still induces that volatility. What else would there be? Like, I can use some booms or something, like sacrifice Camerupt, I guess, or something like that, but then what? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a look at what Smalland did and what Peachal did here, because maybe they give me some sort of answer or idea. Smalland, VODs, Run and Bun. Let's see. Most Immaculate, that is Winona. Forces you to take risks. No. 3 days to plan. There we go. did have a Dragonite. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at what he actually does. Oh wow, this fight itself takes 30 minutes. Jesus. He brought... a team full of mons, barring Dreadnought, that I don't have. Oh no, Dreadnought and Gliscopod. I do have Gliscopod. He is stalling out Earthquake and Fire Blast PP. It seems. And using... Okay, and then what? How does he convert this into, like, momentum? More Fire Blasts. Oh, and then he uses Corviknight to just kind of 1v1, because he resists he either resists Earthquake. He's immune to Earthquake, resists Dual Chop. Yeah, I don't have something of that typing. I don't have a Rock Flying type or a not a Fairy Flying type or a Steel Flying type, so I cannot use that idea. But he does make sure that the rocks stay off the field that way, basically. And then what? Uses a bunch of hidden powers. Keeps getting the Stealth Rock off the field. And then he goes to something else. And uses Tailwind. Ah, he stalls it out of Dual Chop and he stalls it out of each and every one of its moves. And then he sets up Tailwind so he can actually take out the Garchomp well. Like, take out the Garchomp and then utilize the rest of his team to abuse it and then outspeed and kill a bunch of shit, I guess. Alright, so that's an option. What did Peachal do? Maybe we could take a look at that. You know what? Here, might as well just bring you guys over and watch along, right? I will... I'll keep you guys Peachal Daily Run and Bun. There we go. Here's the full playlist. And Multi-Trainer Gauntlet, Flannery, Useless Idiot, Team Aqua. Lily Cove rival. He does that, and then let's take a look at what he actually does. He uses Araquanid. Okay. Oh, I think I remember this. He used like Soak and Sticky Web. So he can use a bunch of mons to take it on well. And then he uses that, Volt Switches, so he can use a bunch of mons, and like the speed drop is kind of crucial. He sacks 2 mons and uses, oh right, Pythagoras, the Heracross, to just sweep it from that point forward. Yeah, we do have Tailwind in Talonflame, but Talonflame cannot really take on the Garchomp all that well. I guess if I can run it out of Dual Chops, I could do that. But that means I need to run it out of Dual Chops, and that sounds hard. I guess with Altaria in the mix, like Altaria baits Dual Chop, which I can take with Prim, and Prim can bait Earthquake, right? And those two can stall it out of those 2 moves until he only has Earthquake left and Fire Blast, at which point I can use Altaria and stall a bit. There's also the idea of baiting Fire Blast through Avalugg, maybe? No, because I need a flying type to do that. Because I need to bait Earthquake and take the Earthquake. So I maybe like an Altaria with Prim combination could do that. Like Prim baits Earthquake, Altaria baits Dual Chop, and that you can keep doing until he runs out of Dual Chops. Then he starts using Fire Blast. But how do I convert that into a win, right? Convert that into a win, rather. Let's change the music for a bit, shall we? Let's drop some items off. I believe I still have... Yeah, I still have the berries equipped. Do I have a flying type on my team? I don't think I do. I do not. Yeah, I do, but not one that can actually use fly. So Faulkner... There we go, and now we can get out. I can also rip Marvel Game Corner still. I didn't have much time to use the music from last time. I'll use Full Arbor Town. Nice and comfy. Okay, so running Garchomp out of moves is doable, right? I've got Altaria. If I can run it out of Dual Chops, that means he's only going to Fire Blast me. Pardon me. And Altaria with Roost can just kind of stall it out of Fire Blast and Stealth Rock, and subsequently Earthquake. And I can just use Moonblast take it out easily. I can then guarantee Machamp comes in clicking Stone Edge. I can also run like... I think Altaria gets Defog, doesn't it? I think it does. Defog. Altaria does get it. It would be the only Mon to use it. What can I do with running it out of Dual Chop and Earthquake, right? That's the main question. Prim can take a bunch of Fire Blasts too, so I can genuinely run it out of all of its attacking moves, because Earthquake has 16 PP, I believe. And Dual Chop has 15. Oh, really? So I can make sure that he runs out of Earthquake and Dual Chop at, like, basically the same time. So that he only has Fire Blast remaining. At which point I can use... I was gonna say something to set up, but like, no. What in the world would I set up? I can use Talonflame, Tailwind, maybe. Get rid of like Brave Bird or Acrobatics for Defog. I guess I could, like... If it only has Fire Blasts... I guess I could take that with, like, a third Mon, but also these two both resist it, so... no need. I could just use Prim. And then what? Because he's out of Earthquakes, then he would, on the switch in here, he would use Stealth Rock or maybe Fire Blast, and I can Encore it into either. But that doesn't do much for me. So here I take the 16th Earthquake. Let's go over this, right? It's Earthquake, Dual Chop, and then keep going back and forth until Earthquake, find the 16th Earthquake, and he's run out of both of those, and he's going to use Fire Blast or Stealth Rock into Altaria. And then how do I convert that into anything useful whatsoever? The closest to an answer of what might be useful is Talonflame. If I teach it Defog, I guess. So I can set up Tailwind. But that doesn't change the baiting order. It just means... I could change the baiting order if I, like, get him to struggle as Tailwind goes up. Or something like that. But then I'm using 3 Mons to just get rid of the Garchomp, and I don't see how any of these, like, Mega Altaria could be useful for, like, Machamp. Because he baits Stone Edge and can KO it alright with Moonblast, and maybe even Hyper Voice kills? No, Hyper Voice. And with the Pixie Plate, no, that's not. Nope, that won't do. He can take Machamp on alright. I guess. So, like, Altaria is still useful even after, if he's Mega'd. At 73, though, base Altaria needs to be at 180 HP, I guess. That's fine. Like, I can roost off any pre-damage I deal to myself. And with Tailwind up, I'd still bait Weavile, I guess. No, I wouldn't. I would bait Melmetal, which does nothing with the for the Tailwind. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck. I'm very much stuck. Could I, in theory... handle Melmetal with, like, Gyarados and Crocodile or something? Gyarados has the double duty of being able to help with Blaziken. Same with Crook. And while they cannot do much against... anything else? Crook can maybe... No. Crook, I was gonna say Crook could maybe help against Articuno, but no. The only thing I can do with this whole stalling plan is still see Stealth Rock probably. But maybe... How would a rapid spinning Mega Blastoise look? With like Aura Sphere, Rapid Spin, Ice Beam Surf, something like that. It means he cannot handle the Machamp well enough. No, so that's not the option you would want it to be, huh? I think I will call this one early as well. I already said this was going to be a short stream. I was mostly planning to get up to Lily Cove. And this one just stumps me to no end. It's a very hard fight to plan, and I don't quite see anything that could... Like, I see like a few ways to start the fight, but not how to convert it into anything meaningful. So, I will call this one early. I will, send you guys over to the next person. And yeah, I thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining in and maybe getting me to affiliate. Let's go take a look where to bring you guys. Super Kaizo Emerald, Emerald Sea Glass. Let's do something else. I will look up if there's any Run and Bun streamers ongoing. I see one guy who's larger, one guy who's smaller, and that guy looks to be somewhere around the start. I will bring you guys over to that one. So that is this guy. He's been 40 minutes in, and he's looking to fight Brawly, it seems. He's just went off for a little bit, but that's fine. I'll bring you guys over there. Once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining. And until next time, see you guys around. Bye.